Yep,
Yeah,
I know.
absolutely. Sure. Yeah.
Um, and Digital X Media is focused on small business owners, giving them the opportunity to have access to expert marketing resources without having the concern around those enterprise costs and contracts and
Mhm.
minimums that come with agencies and certain platforms that you work with to execute your advertising. We have a
Yeah.
monthly subscription model. So small business owners are able to subscribe based on how much time of
Mhm.
support they need each month. So here's one of the things I think that we're solving when it comes to struggles with outsourcing, right?
Yeah.
You're a small business owner. You are balancing all of the business operations.
Mhm.
You don't necessarily have time to learn what the platforms are, what the skill sets are that you need to hire for to do certain kinds of marketing. You just want someone who knows what they're
Mhm.
doing
Mhm.
to just
Mhm.
start helping you, right? So a lot of the recruiting, options out there, or the freelance platforms out there, you still have to do a lot of vetting of freelancers, right? So you
Mhm.
have to be knowledgeable about like what you're looking for, what that skill set
Yeah.
should be, what they should, like you need to be able to like, well, can you work? You say that you work in programmatic. Have you worked in
Mhm.
DV360? Have you worked in the trade desk?
Yeah.
Let's talk about, have you done
Yeah.
multiple IO storytelling structure,
Mm.
campaign structures like
Have you
that?
worked in Media Ocean? Have you worked in Campaign
Right,
Manager? Do you know how to traffic?
right.
Well, do you have
Do
an
you
ad
know how
ops
to,
person? It's a lot. It's
right.
just not a buyer. It's not an
Do
analyst.
you know
It's
how
not
to
the
integrate.
salesperson. Hmm.
Right. Do you know how to integrate Tag Manager within your whatever DSP platform that you're working with? There's so
Yeah.
many questions. And like, as a small business owner that doesn't do marketing, how am I going to know what I need to ask to recruit?
Mhm.
So what we focus in on is you just tell us what you need, what your objectives are, and
Mhm.
how much time you would like someone to work with you, how many hours a week, a month that you would like someone to work with you. And we
Yeah.
focus on assigning the talent that you need from our pool of
Mm.
freelancers, right? One of the other things that we do that also fills that need is all the things that we just talked about, the examples that
Yeah.
we gave, actually span different areas of marketing expertise, right?
Mhm.
People like, okay, so Ellen and I go way back in programmatic display. Like we are ride or die for programmatic display, right?
Yeah.
For all you
Mhm.
paid search people out there, we're coming for you.
That's the dark
Okay.
side.
Right. We coming for you.
Yes.
Okay. And people who are not really ingrained in marketing every day think, oh, you do marketing, so
Mhm.
you do organic social and you do paid search and you do display and connected TV and audio
Yeah.
and all.
Yeah.
Can you buy billboards because you do marketing? But those are all different areas of
Mhm.
expertise. So another thing that we try to provide is we will assign talent
Mhm.
based on what your needs are. You tell us your objectives, and we're like, hey, what you really need is somebody who knows operations, somebody who knows reporting for all the platforms, a display person, and a paid social person. And
Yeah.
we will assign an expert for every single one of those areas so that you
Mhm.
know you're getting the best, the most knowledgeable for every specific aspect of what you need to
Man,
do.
you're dropping a lot
I'm
of
just
knowledge.
saying.
So let's just take a quick break right here, right? Because I feel like
Mhm.
you just dropped a lot of knowledge and I need the people to hear it. So
Yeah,
for those listening
people
out
in
there,
the back. Right.
Sanarr is referring to digitalxmedia.co in the comments right there. So the beauty about our industry as a programmatic media industry is that we pride ourselves that we are customized and
Yeah.
personalized targeting. Like we're capable or
Mhm.
customizing targeting settings
Specific
or utilizing
audiences, right?
technology, to
Mhm.
target a specific type of audience or a
Yeah,
cohort or a
yeah.
contextually relevant audience, right?
Mhm.
We pride
Not just who
ourselves.
they are, but where they are in
Mhm.
their experience,
Exactly.
their decision-making experience. Yeah.
But here's the thing, we're already applying it on a day-to-day basis, right?
Right.
In delivering for clients. So let's talk about internally, how do we
Mhm.
grow? How do we make sure that we become efficient? And
Yeah.
you mentioned that your targeted market is a small to medium size a business owner that's
Mhm.
living at their best life, working in their zone of excellence,
Right.
doing that what
Mhm.
they were born to do, and they just don't have
Mhm.
time to take care of it. So it's
Mhm.
okay in these situations. You something I'm learning because I
Mhm.
don't want to be a solopreneur anymore. I actually don't think it's a compliment when somebody tells me I'm a solopreneur. So I'm hiring, I'm outsourcing and delegating.
Mhm.
But you got to delegate things that you are not good at. That is not
Right.
just excellence to people that are
Right.
excellent at it, right? They're
Right.
geniuses at it. And so I think it's so relevant to have a partner like Digital X Media. And I've used you guys so many times.
Oh, man.
You should be like an honorary employee at this time, at this point. But it's really important because, like, for instance, for myself that runs a one man, we used to run a one man agency because now we're up to five.
Mhm.
When I went on maternity leave, what do? I hire somebody like
Mhm.
DXM. You
Mhm.
literally just matched buyers to
Right.
my clients' needs, and then they did
Mhm.
what they had to do. They even did
Yeah.
so well that I continued some of the workflow you had implemented, which is really,
Yeah.
really important.
Yeah. And that's always our goal. Like just the way that I am as a marketer too. It's to make the agencies that I work with, the clients that I work for better, right?
Mhm.
More efficient, streamlined processes, like
Yeah.
greater efficiency, not just in the campaigns themselves and how they perform, but just in
Mhm.
how everyone performs. Because I am all about work
Mhm.
smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think
Totally.
we learn this really early, right? So like
Mhm.
economics,
Mm.
law of diminishing returns, right? As a entrepreneur, business owner, even as an individual contributor or a manager of a team within a
Mhm.
company, you have to pick and choose what you can spend your time doing, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And there are some things that you're really good at that you can do really effectively. You can knock it out. You're the one to do it, and you should spend more of your time doing that, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
are things that you're going to have to go and look up the
Mhm.
manual online and read it for 4 hours and then watch 6 YouTube videos before you can even begin to understand what you need to do. And that's not
Yeah.
good use of anybody's time.
Yeah.
If the goal is just to learn something different, to become an expert in that, that's
Mhm.
great. But if the goal is to survive, that's not time well spent. It makes sense. We do it all the time for Digital X too. We outsource different aspects of what we do in business, not necessarily the media planning,
Mhm.
um, but we do it for our business.
Mm.
Outsource other things that we need. Like I
Mhm.
don't, I'm not an accountant, right? And
Mhm.
bookkeeping's not my thing. So
Mhm.
we outsource those aspects. HR outsource those aspects
Yeah, because
to
it's
other
not your
people.
zone of genius, it's not your zone of
No,
excellence. We
yeah,
can learn
that's
how
not
to
what I
do
need to
it,
put
but
my
do
time
we
into.
want to?
Right.
Exactly. And so that goes to
Mhm.
say, like, just I think I want to highlight this. Like, if you were a book, I would have been highlighting right now. So you said sometimes you have to delegate, you have to
Yeah.
recognize that you're not expert at something, but someone
Yeah.
else is and has been
Mhm.
trained for it. Oh, Zeus agrees with me, has been training for it, and then you hire them. You have to invest
Right.
because guess what? You're investing, seeing the dollars going out, but you're gaining back that
Right.
energy, that
Right.
happiness. Okay, because
Right.
billing takes everything out of me. Okay,
Right.
you know,
Everything. All
billing
the
takes,
things.
that's the first thing I hired for. I
Right.
don't,
Right.
I love numbers, but
Not those numbers. I
I like
mean, I
these
like the
numbers coming in.
deposits. Right.
I
I
just
like the
want to look at them.
deposits.
Exactly. I just
Mhm.
want to look at
Yep.
them if it's in green or red. So far for the last year, it's
Right.
been all green and
Yes.
yellow. but
Yes.
it's positive, as long as it's not red, right? So
Right.
back to it is that you have Digital X Media that can help you really become efficient. Like
Mhm.
like I said, even for agencies, you're saying that you're focusing on small, medium business owners. But to be
Mhm.
honest, like I'm a small agency,
Right.
so I had a
Right.
growth of a campaign.
Mhm.
What a few months ago. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
one man shop
You can just
at that
fly.
time.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hired quickly, easy, and it's so
Mhm.
smooth. And I want to highlight one of your models, like the subscription model, because I think
Mhm.
that's cool. That's really cool. So talk to us about subscription model, since all of y'all watching, me included, and Sanarr on
Mhm.
our streamers. Okay, we
Yes.
stream
Yeah.
a lot. Talk to
Yes.
us about the subscription model.
Well, let's be real, right? Like we all have commitment issues, right? And the idea of, especially when like you said, you're everything is green,
Mm-hmm,
right? And you're looking at ways to augment what you can do,
mm-hmm,
but you're not looking to go into the red to do
mm-hmm,
it, right?
mm-hmm.
And or you're not sure if it's going to work, right? So you have to spend all this time and learning and comparing and doing all this
Yeah.
stuff because any other ways to get assistance just requires a commitment, right?
Mm-hmm,
We don't. We're a monthly subscription model.
mm-hmm.
We have varying levels. We have one-time services, and then we have our monthly recurring services, but there's no contract on the recurring services. So you can subscribe and run for 3 months, 6 months, a
Mm-hmm.
year, whatever makes you feel good, whatever it is that you need to hit your business objectives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're done, it's your account. We have all of our clients can log into our platform and log into their account, and they can update their subscription. They can increase it, decrease it, cancel it, add a new one, whatever it is they need. So there's a ton of flexibility without all that fear of commitment. And part of the reason that we do that, why we don't have a contract and a requirement, like you don't have to work with us for a certain number of
Yeah.
months to get a certain price, is
Mm-hmm.
because we know we're good at what we do. And
Mm-hmm.
where our freelancers are experts in this, right? And we can come in and we can help you just like you, which is why we've always gotten along so well. You're all about sharing your knowledge, educating
That's
others,
the mission.
helping things to be better. So we come in and we do that, and then when you don't need us anymore or your needs change and you need to hire full time internally or whatever it is,
Yeah.
then we go away, right?
Yeah.
And that flexibility and
Yeah.
that support is what we want to offer, and that's why we do a monthly subscription model with no contract.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And again, I mean, like it's boring to go through those whole like legal stuff. Like, oh, I gotta
Right.
review these 3 pages, and then I
Right.
have to deliver this to a client,
You gotta
and then I
you gotta redline it. You gotta send it back. Yep.
yeah, I mean it's super. You log in, you log
Mhm.
out, and
Yeah.
based on that, you have timeline to implement everything. So let's talk about continuous education, how important that
Mhm.
is for our industry. Because I want to highlight, and for those who are joining in Clubhouse fashion, thank you for joining. We are talking with Sanarr, co-founder of Digital X Media. That's digitalxmedia.co.